Okay, we're going to be checking range of motion, and we're going to start at the shoulder joint. Axis is going to go here on the acromion process. The stationary arm is going to go midline of the thorax, and the moving arm is going to go with the lateral epicondyle of the humerus. Okay, so you're going to lead with your thumb, and you're just going to take your arm straight up overhead. Go ahead and go whenever you're ready. Oh, hold on, I need you to hold it there. Thank you. Okay, 180 degrees. Bring it down. Okay, we're going for elbow flexion. The axis is the lateral epicondyle of the humerus. Stationary arm is along the midline of the humerus, and the moving arm is to the radial styloid process. Okay, so get that there. Okay, just bend your elbow up as far as you can and hold it, please. Okay, it's about 148 degrees. Relax. Okay. Next is hip flexion. So our axis is going to be along the greater trochanter. Our stationary arm is going to be the midline of the thorax here. And then our moving arm is going to be the lateral epicondyle of the femur. Okay, so I want you to bring your knee into your chest as far as you can go. Whenever you're ready. No, you can bend your knee. About 125 degrees. Okay, next is knee flexion. So our axis is going to be the lateral joint line. Our stationary arm will be along the midline of the femur, and our moving arm is going to be down to the lateral malleolus. Okay, so just slide your heel in towards your butt, bending your knee as far as you can take it. Okay, so we're lining up towards the greater trochanter, the lateral malleolus, and we're looking like 130 degrees. Okay, shoulder extension. Our axis is going to again be off the acromion process. Our stabilizing arm is going to be midline of the thorax, and our moving arm is going to go towards the lateral epicondyle of the humerus. So whenever you're ready, you can bend your elbow slightly, keep your palm in towards your side, and just lift your arm up into the air. Okay, 36. We're going for hip extension. Our axis is going to be the greater trochanter again. Stabilizing arm is along the midline of the pelvis, and our moving arm is going to be down to the lateral epicondyle of the humerus. This one's pretty important to stabilize as much as you can, because typically the patient will try and roll away. So I'm just going to try and stabilize your pelvis down here. And then you can bend your knee as you lift up, but just try and lift up as high as you can. Give that 22. Good. We're doing ankle range of motion. Our axis is the lateral malleolus. Our stationary arm is the midline of the fibula. And our moving arm is going to be parallel to the fifth metatarsal. We're going to start here in kind of a neutral position. Okay. Don't lift the rest of you, but just bring your toes up towards your face as far as you can. This way. 15 degrees of dorsiflexion, and then just point straight down. Okay. It's about 38 degrees of plantar flexion. We're doing shoulder flexion again. So go ahead and take your arm overhead as far as you can. Okay, 180. Elbow flexion. Bring your arm in as far as you can. 150. All right, hip flexion. Greater trochanter again. And bend your knee into your chest as far as you can take it. $145. Okay, slide your knee in towards your butt as far as you can. That's right at 132. We're going to do shoulder extension again. Go ahead and lift up as high as you can. It's more like 45. Good. Okay, we're going to do extension again. Go ahead and lift up as much as you can. 22. Okay, right ankle range of motion again. Just put your foot neutral. Okay, and lift your toes up towards your face as far as you can. Okay. 25 degrees. Good. And then point straight down. That's about 50 degrees. Shoulder flexion on the left side. Axis is at the acromion process. Stationary arm down the midline of the trunk. Moving arm is the lateral epicondyle of the humerus. Alright, whenever you're ready, go ahead and lift your arm up overhead as high as you can take it. Looks like 180. Good. Okay, we're going for elbow flexion. Axis is the lateral epicondyle of the humerus. Stationary arm is along the midline of the humerus, and our moving arm is down to the radial styloid process. Okay, so whenever you're ready, just bend your arm up as far as you can. About 150. Relax. Okay, we're going left side hip flexion. So our axis is the greater trochanter. Our stationary arm is along the midline of the pelvis. Moving arm is down to the lateral epicondyle of the femur. Okay. Alright, so you can bend your knee. Just bring your knee into your chest as far as you can and hold it there. Give it 130. Okay, knee flexion on the left side. Our axis is going to be the lateral joint line, and our stationary arm will be along the midline of the femur, and our moving arm will be down to the lateral malleolus. So, sliding your foot along the table, bring it in as close to your butt as you can. Looks like 140, and relax. Shoulder extension on the left. Axis is the acromion process. Stationary arm is along the midline of the trunk, and our moving arm is the lateral epicondyle of the humerus. Keep your palm in towards your side. You're going to bend your elbow just a little bit and lift your arm straight up into the air as far as you can, whenever you're ready. That was a weird reflex. Your knee went too. That was about 55 degrees. Last one, we're doing hip extension on the left. Our axis is the greater trochanter. Stationary arm is along the midline of the pelvis, and our moving arm is down to the lateral epicondyle of the femur. And I'm going to try and stabilize your pelvis here. You can bend your knee if you need to, but just try and kick straight up into the air. Okay, that was about 15 degrees, and relax. Okay, left ankle range of motion. Lift your toes up towards your face as far as you can. Okay, that's 10 degrees of dorsiflexion, and then point your toes down as far as you can. And that's 58 degrees of plantar flexion. Shoulder flexion again. So overhead whenever you're ready. It's about 180 again. Thank you. Elbow flexion part 2. Bend your elbow up as far as you can. That's looking like 145. Hip flexion part 2. Go ahead and bend your knee in as far as you can. Okay, 125. Good. Relax. For knee flexion part 2. Okay. Again, slide your foot in as close to your butt as you can. Alright, that looks like 145. Good. Shoulder extension, take 2. Whenever you're ready. Go ahead and lift up. Goodness. Okay. Relax. It's about 63. Hip extension again. You can bend your knee. Go ahead and lift straight up into the air. 20. Good. Okay. Bring your toes up towards your face as far as you can. It's 20 degrees and point down. That's 50 degrees. So you have your feet on either side of a 12-inch piece of tape. It is placed at the 15-inch mark. Place one hand on top of the other. Oh, go. And then just slide down as far as you can. Good. It was about 14 and a half. When you're ready, we're going to do it again.